sticking with color and specifically palettes at this stage so that you have got the palettes that contain the colors you need to work quickly. Let's look at whether you've got, say you've got a palette that kickstarts you, so you choose a particular color from it and it gets you going, but then you find that picking colors is taking a long time. So finding lighter and darker shades of the color is taking up a lot of time. Let's go and have a look at that. So say we've got this orange. I'm going to take my watercolor opacity up to 100%, so we know that that's our pure color that we're working with. And what I do is I go into the color manager and I choose this classic display option. So there's the classic option, and then I go and take a look at where the color dot sits within this square. And I very simply, wherever it is, I take one step darker and I choose that as my darker shade. And then I go back to my original, and then I go lighter by a certain amount as well. So then I end up with my power of 3. I've got 3 options, and you can go and start building up color really beautifully like that. And if we start with our very palest color, our brush strokes really nice and big. Build up a bit of a base coat there. Move on to the deeper color. Add the next coat. Deepest color here. Now what I usually do when I get to here, bearing in mind that darker colors always build up faster, I take it down to 10%. And then there you've got it, all working very nicely together. You can go and blend if you want to, smudging in to smooth things out, but you don't even really need to. And then at the very, very end, I'll go back and pick up my navy and use that as a final shadow if I want to cool everything off. But that's how I use a quick palette to choose a lighter shade, a darker shade of my pure shade, and then build it up with various different brush strokes. And as an added productivity postscript for this particular technique, if you are going to be using this particular color, say this orange is one of your brand colors, or this is what your cartoon character always wears, their t-shirts always this orange, then you probably want to store the lighter and darker shade. So if you go into your palette, find it, what I would do is go in and store it like this. So we get the darker shade, tap it, store it in there, get the lighter shade, tap it, store it in there. And if you store it vertically like this below the original color, then you won't forget what they are, because I don't know about you, when I see this brown and this sort of peachy or apricot-y pale color, I don't necessarily associate them with that orange. Colors look so different depending on what's around them. So seeing them on this black background doesn't look very orange to me. But when you store them like this, obviously you know that they're all associated. The other thing that you can do, if you don't use them all the time, so say you've just said, oh, I need a particular green to color this pine tree, and you choose a dark version of the green and a mid version and the light version. What you could do is just go into the corner of your scene somewhere, choosing this, let's make it 100% opacity, and just give yourself a little dot of each color like this. And then when you need to use it during the scene, as you shuttle between the different colors, you can just tap and hold to change your color. Tap and hold, tap and hold. And then you don't have to have it in your palette, and you don't even have to be going in and out of your palette to move between the different colors. So quick productivity tip for that.